Good evening and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers, or CACRAO, and StriveScan. We thank you for joining us this evening. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. We ask that you utilize the Q&A button at any time that you have a question for our presenters, and you can find that on your Zoom panel. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. We encourage you to sign up for more sessions that can be found via CACRAO's website at cacrao.org. And lastly, a recording will be made available of this session and any sessions following the conclusion of any given session. I'm going to now transfer it over to our presenter so that he can begin his session.
All right, good evening, everybody. Give me just a brief second to get my presentation pulled up for you. All right, welcome. I appreciate everybody joining me tonight, taking time out of your day. I know that doing a whole slate of virtual stuff throughout the day, a lot of times the last thing you want to do is get on something else virtual. So I really do appreciate you coming to spend the time with me tonight. For me to tell you a bit about Upstate, as previously mentioned, there is the question and answer, the question box that you can utilize throughout this presentation. So if you think of any questions, just go ahead and put them in there. At the very end, I'll review those and we'll go through those. Just to introduce myself real quick, my name is Eric Chapman. I'm our Assistant Director for Freshman Enrollment at USC Upstate. Also a former student and athlete at USC Upstate. I was a member of our track and field team. Graduated in 2012 with my bachelor's in exercise and sports science. Left the university for a little while and came back and started back as a track and field coach, and then worked my way over into the admissions office. So I always like to start off with that to say I can answer a variety of different questions from not just the admissions standpoint, but from a student aspect as well, having spent all of my time at USC Upstate and graduating from Upstate. So just a brief introduction to our school. USC Upstate does have about 6,000 students from 29 states and 14 different nations. So that allows us a broad range of students on our campus for you to meet, for you to get interactions with, to be exposed to people from different cultures and different areas and make connections with people from all over, not just the United States, but from all over the world. We're also ranked the #1 public regional college in the South for the second year in a row as from the U.S. News and World Report. So we're really excited about that ranking for us because we work really hard to ensure the success of our students and just represent not just Upstate, but our community well. So that ranking is really means a lot to us at USC Upstate for that, and especially have it 2 years in a row. We do have about 4,200 applicants for fall 2020, and that's about average for us. And with where our students' size is, we are able to keep our ratio down to about 18:1 for our student-teacher ratio. And what that means for you as a student is that you'll be able to access your teachers inside the classroom. Not just that, but be able to make connections inside the classroom with other students. It's really easy to meet people and make connections and form those connections that you'll take with you after you graduate from college. So the class sizes are really great at Upstate and for your success at Upstate as well. With over 40 different majors and degree programs, which I'll go more into those a little bit later, we have plenty to choose from at Upstate, with our top programs being in nursing, business, and education. And those three programs specifically are ranked among colleges of distinction individually as public colleges of distinction. And what that means is that there's a group of individuals that go around, and you can actually go to the Public College of Distinction website and look at other schools that are ranked there as well. But they actually send people out to review those schools and to rank those. So it's not just like some rankings where they just do the research online and rank schools. This group actually goes out to visit the school. So that's a really big ranking. We're ranked individually as a university, as a public college of distinction in those three schools as well. Our freshman class average GPA is around a 3.5 and the SAT is around 1,000. Those are just averages, so those aren't entrance requirements. I'll go over entrance requirements as we get a little bit more towards the end of the presentation. And with over 90 different student organizations, there's plenty to get involved in on campus. And we have 15 Division I NCAA sports in the Big South Conference, which I'll touch on a little bit more, both of those things a little bit later on in the presentation here. Our Upstate campus, if we have anybody not from the area, is located in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We have a beautiful campus, and what's really nice about our campus is that it's separate from the city. So like some schools, like if you go to USC Columbia, a lot of people would not only get us confused with USC Columbia because we say we're USC Upstate, but they can get our campuses confused. So where you go to Columbia and you're in the middle of the city and you have all these crosswalks and traffic, Upstate has campus traffic, but nothing like what you get from the community. And then we don't have we're not a huge pass through for people on campus. So a lot of our traffic is just campus traffic and not community traffic. With 330-acre campus, we have plenty of room for growth, and we do have over 1 million square foot of facility space on campus. So there's plenty of opportunities, especially right now, to be able to go and take your classes and socially distance, and not just that, but be able to get outside and have a beautiful place to go when you've been cooped up in this time as well. So especially this time of year, we have a beautiful campus to come out even and come on a tour with perfect weather and the temperature and the changing leaves. It's just a beautiful time of year to come to Upstate's campus. The George, located in downtown Spartanburg, is a really neat building as well. It's one of our newest buildings as part of our campus. It's located in downtown Spartanburg because it's the business school. So they kind of put you in the hub where everything's going on at downtown. And it is a $30 million facility, and it's really beautiful with an art gallery, stock market exchange lab, and just the state-of-the-art facilities there. And for nursing students, we have our health education complex, which does house our nursing simulation lab, which is the largest simulation lab in the state dedicated solely to nursing students. So there are other larger simulation labs in the state, but they have to share those with other majors. So this is the largest one in the state, that's only nursing. Also in the health education complex is our indoor track, our wellness center, which has basketball courts, the indoor track, aerobics rooms, a hot tub, a swimming pool, steam room. So it's a really, really nice building to come in and de-stress and have a really nice place to go and exercise and, meet people, make connections. Because, that's what college is. Obviously, college is all about going and getting an education to pursue the careers that you want, but you're going to be able to make connections and have an all-inclusive college experience. So having a place like that goes really awesome on campus. I'll touch a little bit more on our tree houses on the next slide for housing. But we do have those for our freshman housing. And then we have a 450-seat HPAC theater, which we do some productions there, and houses our theater major and also the production side of theater, which we're really popular for. And then we do host a variety of athletics facilities, including our Hodge Arena, our baseball facilities, and softball facilities. Housing in Upstate, we do have 2 beautiful facilities, and like a lot of other campuses that maybe have been around longer than us, that may have housing that's 40 years old. Our housing, the first building, the Palmetto House, opened up around 2007, and then the Magnolia House around 2010. So you're looking at facilities that are relatively new in the whole scheme of university systems. And we do have really spacious rooms from what people tell us that come to campus that have, in comparison to other colleges where you're looking at freshman dorms. So the Magnolia House and Palmetto House are only for freshmen. Those of you who are on here right now or will be watching later as a recorded session, you would be required to stay on campus if you live outside of a 50-mile radius of campus. Unless, for instance, we had some more issues with a pandemic, then of course our requirements are a lot more lenient, and we're offering students to opt out of staying on campus if they live outside of that radius. But on average, you would have to have that requirement. They are suite style. We offer single and double rooms. So you have an option to have your own space in a little bit smaller room or share the double room. You'll have a common area with a couch, a micro fridge, and a chair, and like a love seat. And then you'll share a bathroom. It has 2 sinks, and the bath and shower are separate. So somebody can't be in the bathroom and need to go to the bathroom and be in the shower at the same time and take up both of those facilities. But you would have 4 people that share that bathroom, and then 2 people essentially on each sink. We do have handicap accessible rooms for any students who may need those facilities. And then we have excellent amenities there, including free laundry. One cool thing about the laundry is that it has a smart laundry system, or the laundry alert system, that does allow you to download an app. So if you were to come and see our campus, you'll see that there's just one really, really long hallway. So if you were all the way down at the end of the hallway and you walked all the way up with a huge load of clothes and something was in both the dryer and the washer and you couldn't do anything, then you have to total that stuff all the way back. Well, with the laundry alert, it'll tell you if there's one open. It'll tell you when your laundry's done, so you don't have to sit there and wait on it and set a timer. It'll send you an alert through your phone. So that's really cool. Wi-Fi's included, the micro fridge, the rooms are set up with desks and chairs and armoires so you can put stuff in. And then you can bring some of your own extra stuff too if you want some extra stuff to house, socks and fold up clothes to put in. You can bring extra containers, and you're able to bring extra chairs, TV, and stuff like that. There's a 24-hour front desk there, so it's always manned. You always have assistants, and we do have live-on staff on campus that are always there. So there's always somebody to help you if you need anything. And then after you get done with your freshman year, if you want to move off campus, we have apartments nearby, 5 different apartment complexes to choose from. But we also offer the villas on campus as well. At Upstate, we offer a wide variety of things you get plugged in on campus. So those of you that are from the area, I'm from the area myself. I was a commuting student. And I think the biggest thing as a commuting student is you feel like you're not really plugged into the campus because you're not living on campus. So it feels a little different. Well, even as a commuting student, you have all the same access to the university as people who stay on campus have. So there's 90 different clubs and organizations that you can join. Plus, you can create your own club or organization. We have 13 nationally affiliated fraternities and sororities. So there's enough variety there so you can find one to fit your personality type. With intramural sports, we also offer such a wide variety, from dodgeball to EA gaming to ping pong to racquetball to your typical ones that you see on a lot of posters like flag football and volleyball and basketball. So there's such a variety of intramural sports for all varieties of athletic ability. So they have the competitive basketball league for people who maybe played in high school at a competitive level, and that league is pretty competitive. And then they have a general league and a co-ed league. So tons of opportunities to get plugged in, do things that you enjoy doing, but also, once again, make those connections that you're going to carry with you later on in life. Once again, we have our wellness center there that you can have access to as a student. They have aerobics classes. If you want a personal trainer, you can get a personal trainer. They have group fitness classes like Tabata interval classes, Zumba classes, even a foam rolling class. So there's tons of things that you can do, and those are free included. So you don't have to go pay for a gym membership to access classes. You can do all those on campus with us. And then each year, the first 48 days of each semester is all nonstop events. So you've got the first Upstate 48, which is you have the stadium party, and you've got the Low Country Brawl, which is like food and games. And so there's tons of stuff to do, and there's something to do every day for the first 48 days of the start of the school year. And then throughout the year, like our speaker series, which Colin Powell was supposed to come and speak at this year, but COVID unfortunately kept him off campus. So we have some really cool people that come and speak on campus that you can come and be a part of that and see those people and meet those people as well through our speaker series. And then the homecoming week events are always fantastic. That ends with a huge event outside for the homecoming game, with tents and cookout, and admission staff were all there, communities there. Alumni comes back to campus, and they had a car show this past year. So tons of things to get plugged into and enjoy on campus with us. And then with dining services, we offer a wide variety of food options. One place I'm excited about is that Wow Chicken. It's called the Wow Wing Cafe. It didn't get to open last year, so I didn't get to try it, but they're going to have wings and like chicken sandwiches similar to like Chick-fil-A and Popeyes, which I don't know how good, if they're going to be exactly similar or not. Those are pretty hard to compete with, but I haven't had a chance to try it yet to compare it to anything, but they're going to have really good selection of food there. Plus, if you like sushi, you'll have the sushi option too that we offer on campus. Boar's Head offers your sandwiches and your wraps, and they also have sushi and some quick salads and stuff there. So really good food options on campus. And if you're a coffee fiend like me, or you like your Starbucks drinks, there is a Starbucks cafe inside of our newly renovated library. So you don't have to go and get your caffeine for those long nights. You don't have to go and leave campus to go to Starbucks. You can get those right there inside of our library. Athletics on campus, as previously mentioned, we have 15 Division I sports. We are in the Big South Conference, so that puts us with schools like Winthrop and Charleston Southern and Gardner-Webb. So we're competing with schools around our size at a really high level. Our most popular sports, of course, we don't have football. South Carolina, Columbia gets to have football, and they have the reins on that. But we do have basketball, men's and women's. We've got soccer, track and field, cross country. So we have a wide variety of different sports you can come out and watch and support. Softball is good every year. They've been ranked in the top 25 nationally and beaten some pretty big Division I schools in the past. We have excellent athletics facilities. You come out and enjoy those events, and they're all free. So you just have your student ID. You can come for free, support your athletics. You know, you'll be in classrooms with some of these athletes, and you'll be able to make friendships with them and see them in the classroom and go support them on the field. The GB Hodge Arena has an excellent atmosphere. It's newly renovated, brand new seating. It's got really nice scoreboards on both ends. Really exciting to go watch the volleyball games, men's and women's basketball there, and be in a really good atmosphere. Stadium Journey magazine ranked it the 15th best Division I college basketball arena, and that's of all Division I from the experience you get. There's not a bad seat in the house. And then you will be out there watching many Spartans who are going to go compete professionally in like professional softball, basketball, baseball. Most recently, Torrey Craig, who started off internationally, was then signed and worked his way up to with the Denver Nuggets, and it was pretty exciting to get to watch somebody from Upstate compete at a high level. And he was in the NBA playoffs this year and defended LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And if you're familiar with basketball, you're probably familiar with Torrey Craig. So that's really exciting for our university. All right, now I want to get in. Now, giving the overview of the university, I want to get into our academic programs. So we do have over 40 different degree programs at USC Upstate. And as I mentioned before, just our most popular ones that we have are nursing, business, and education. Shortly after that, you've got like exercise and sports science, which houses physical therapy, occupational therapy, strength and conditioning. So you have a wide variety of majors that fall under that umbrella. And then you've got criminal justice is really popular, excellent theater programs, but all of our programs are wonderful at Upstate. But of course, you're going to have some that are more popular than others because you're probably going to have more people that want to be nurses than you have people who want to do biology to be a doctor or a veterinarian. So that's where the popularity comes in at. We do offer also 12 pre-professional programs with a wide variety, and I have those listed on the next slide. I'll touch on those for you. All of our programs are SACS accredited, with many programs meeting national or international accreditation requirements. Our business school's accreditation puts them in only 1 of 5% of the schools in the entire world that has that accreditation. So that's really exciting and popular for our business program, really a good selling point for our business program. And then we offer personalized academic advisement. So you're going to have somebody sit down with you, go over your goals, what you're wanting to do, help you map out your path for you. And if you want to go to grad school, they'll make sure that you're prepared to meet the requirements for graduate requirements. But you'll have somebody with you to guide you through that whole process. All right, and here are just a quick list of our majors. I'm not going to touch on every single one of these, but you can take a screenshot of this or go back and pause this later once it's published live and go look at our majors here. Just go check out our website at uscupstate.edu and look at our different majors and degree programs. One thing I would like to point out is that we have some new programs this year. So in the past, business programs would have been in just listed under business administration. And you'd have concentration in management or marketing or accounting or entrepreneurship and innovation. Well, now there's no longer just that general business administration. We actually have new majors in business now. So they're all, instead of having just that business administration with that umbrella of major of concentrations, you actually come to Upstate and you'll major in marketing, or you'll major in finance and economics, or you'll major in entrepreneurship and innovation, or logistics and supply chain management. So you actually major in those certain areas instead of just having that concentration in those areas. So that's an exciting new addition for us this year, as well as an addition in cybersecurity, which is a rapidly growing field right now. there's not enough people for the jobs that are available. So if anybody's interested in anything with like computer science, cybersecurity may be a good option for you to think about to graduate with a degree and pretty much have when you graduate. We also have offered have added a new community, which is we're going to be really popular for a lot of our health sciences majors, especially for those students who have started out maybe in nursing and then decided that that maybe wasn't the best route for them. Community health is going to be a really seamless transition for any students who are thinking about wanting to do health sciences, and maybe start off nursing or just want to do something to help out with community health. And you can get some more information about that as well. And with our pre-professional programs, we do have a wide variety of those. So I've been getting a lot of people asking me about pre-vet recently. So all those are listed as chiropractic or dental, but it's really pre-chiropractic, pre-dental, pre-engineering, pre-law. So with the pre-professional programs, they're going to set you up with your degree plan designed at you going on to graduate school programs. And then with like things like pharmacy and chiropractic, we have certain programs that allow you to do 3 years with us and then start your 4th year while meeting our graduation requirements and starting with those requirements for grad school. We do partner with Sherman Chiropractic for that and with PC for pharmacy. So those are plenty of options there for you to get plugged into. And the thing about having great programs is having great faculty. I don't think you can have one without the other. And at USC Upstate, nearly 100% of our full-time faculty have earned the highest degrees in their fields from the most prestigious universities across the world. And not only that, but a lot of them are still being published. They're still active in their fields. So they're really up to date in the most popular things that are going on, the newest and most on-edge things that are happening in fields like biology and chemistry. We also have people who have been in the tops of their fields in business that have came back and are teaching business now. They have been CEOs of major companies, and so you're going to learn from people who are going to teach you from experience, teach you from real world knowledge, and really be able to create transformative opportunities for you through rigorous career relevant education for you. So that's exciting to be able to work with some of the faculty and staff that we actually have at USC Upstate. It's not about just getting you to Upstate though. Of course, I feel like we have a wonderful school, and I love my time there as a student, as an athlete. I have nothing but great experiences there at USC Upstate and back now in the admissions office. But we want you to be successful. So the thing about being successful at USC Upstate is our support services that are going to be able to help you with that. We have academic support centers that can help you with free tutoring, supplemental instruction, which is group-led instruction, which is great for things like chemistry. I was horrible in chemistry. I'm not good at math. Never have been. That's one of the areas that I had to utilize some of these academic support services. Supplemental instruction is really, really nice because where some people may not want to do the one-on-one tutoring, you can have the group-led supplemental instruction sessions. You'll have somebody lead the session that's done really well in the class, that's taken the same class with the same professor before. They'll be back in the class session with you again, and then they'll help you guide you through that process for that class. So they'll be able to give you the inside scoop of like what to look for, what the teacher's pulling from the classroom, what to listen for, how they're going to prepare their test. So you get a lot of good feedback through supplemental instruction that way. There's also labs that you can utilize for writing, for math, for languages. So the big thing about that is just making sure you take advantage of those services because they're there for you. They're there to help you with your success. But if you don't go out of your comfort zone to use those, so to speak, and take advantage of those opportunities, then they're not going to help you. But they're there for you, and they're there for your success. And they want you to use those services. They're there for you. You have career services for on and off-campus job searches. They're also there to help you with things like your resume, with preparing for job interviews to make sure that you're saying the right things and doing the right things, preparing correctly for those things, physical appearance and stuff. They also have things called the career closet. If you couldn't afford if you had a job interview and you couldn't afford to go out and buy a new business suit or a suit jacket, those career services, they have things in the career closet that they will help you get stuff that you need to go and like look professional and be ready for your job interview. So, and those are really important services that are there for you that you just got to take advantage of. Then you also have support services like counseling services, health services, and disability services. So health services right now is working around the clock, it feels like, with COVID and precautions and being ready for different things that happen on campus. But even in a normal flu season, cold season, if you get sick on campus, you need services, especially if you're in that area, you're 50 miles from home, you're sick, you can't get back, they're there for you. You can go there, and they have referral methods too if they can't treat you like they need to at Upstate. But they can prescribe antibiotics and things like that to treat you without you having to go to the doctor. All right, so let's get into how to apply to Upstate. So those of you today that are seniors that are interested in applying to Upstate this year we're test optional. So we're test optional for certain students though. So to be test optional for us this year, you will need to have a 3.0 GPA and rank in the top 30% of your class. If you do, and you have not taken one of the tests yet, the SAT or ACT due to COVID, or you just don't have the score that you thought that you wanted, and you haven't had a chance to retake it yet, you can apply by going online to uscupstate.edu/apply, fill out an application, and go ahead and submit your high school transcript if you fall within that range. We can go ahead and make an admissions decision for you, admit you without your test scores, and then as you take your test scores and you submit those, you can get those to us. If you fall outside of that requirement, the minimum requirements are listed here for you: 2.0 GPA. We're looking for a 19 ACT or a 950 SAT. But I tell you, any student interested in Upstate, go ahead and apply. If you're interested, go ahead and apply, especially right now. If you're living in South Carolina and you're on this presentation, you can apply for free. You just go on, you apply, you select college application day from the waiver options, and you can use that to November the 15th. So it's not going to cost you anything but a little bit of time to apply. Submit all your, if you fall outside of that range, go ahead and submit your test scores that you do have. Or if you don't have them and you're not in that 3.0 or top 30% range, go ahead and submit your transcript so they'll be on file for you to take your test scores. And let us evaluate you as a student. So we're not going to just look at your class rank and GPA in the whole scheme of things. We're going to look at the rigor of courses that you've taken. We're going to look at dual enrollment, AP, CP classes, that sort of thing, to help make an admissions decision for you and help admit you as a capable student. So just because you have let's say you have a 17 ACT or an 850 on the SAT, and you're like, I don't meet the admissions requirements, I'm not going to apply. Go ahead and apply, especially if you've got a strong GPA and course workload. Go ahead and apply. Let us evaluate you and let us make a decision. And if you're on that fence, we can talk to you. Call us. We're here for you. We want to talk to you, and we want to help you through the process. Reach out to me. I'll have my contact information here at the end, and let me work with you through the application process. And we'll talk about what things you need to do to be admitted. So just because you apply and you receive an initial decision, let's say it's a conditional admissions or denial, it's not a denial for the whole time. We can work with you to see what we can do to help you find out the things you need to do to be admitted and make those admissions decisions for you. After you apply to Upstate, you just make sure you send those required documents to our admissions email, which is just admissions with an S at uscupstate.edu. That's where you'll send your high school transcript and test scores if applicable. And also after you apply, you want to start looking at financial aid. Financial aid at USC Upstate, approximately 80% of our students receive some sort of financial aid. And financial aid encompasses all aspects of loans, grants, scholarships like Life Open Palmetto Fellows, merit-based scholarships. So all of that's kind of housed under financial aid. But with all those options, at least 80% of our students receive some sort of aid. The first part of that's going to be filling out your FAFSA, which open on October the 1st. So you can go ahead and start filling that out now. If you're interested in Upstate, go ahead and put our school down. So we'll have that for you and we can start processing that. We award over $6 million annually in financial aid, which is a huge amount. So more than likely, you're going to be able to get some sort of aid. Also, when you're looking at aid, when you're thinking about scholarships, keep in mind that if you applied as test optional and you didn't submit test scores are going to be required for any university scholarships. They're also going to be required for some of the scholarships that may have, like, you have to meet 2 out of 3 requirements, so to speak, like Life or Palmetto Fellows. you may need test scores for that to be able to apply. So even though you may be applying as test optional, just kind of keep that in your mind that you will need to submit test scores to qualify for some extra aid and some scholarships. And affordability to Upstate, you can see our prices here. We're around $5,600 a semester just for tuition. And then you'll have some other costs in there. If you're staying on campus with room and board and books and, other expenses that are added in, other fees, you're looking at about $21,000 a year for costs of all those things living on campus and the meal plan. If you're just going to be a commuting student, come to campus, you're looking at right around about $12,000 a year for Upstate. Last thing I want to cover before we go over and open it up to questions is coming to, sorry, my dog's, there's an ambulance going by, so I apologize for his howling here. Come and see us on campus after you apply. We have some events coming up. We have Fab Friday. Some of those have already happened. We had one just this past Friday. That one has already occurred. All right, I apologize about that. One of the downsides of being at home for this presentation. But we have some on-campus events. So a lot of students and parents feel like we're not going to have stuff on campus. And while that is true to a certain extent, we're doing our best to offer some of those events for you. So Fab Friday, all the dates are listed here. They're coming up. The ones, we've already had the business one, but we do have some other ones that are targeted at those specific majors, and those are all on campus. We're offering some virtual virtual Fab Friday events that'll be done virtually, similar to what it is today, but our Vice Chancellor for Enrollment Services will be there to put on that. You'll hear from financial aid, you'll hear from housing. So there's a lot more going on with those events than just this what this information session is. And then we do have our virtual open houses, and then we offer campus tours every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. You can sign up for those online by going to our website, uscupstate.edu, and clicking on visit up at the top right of the screen. You can sign up for any of those dates, and we'd love to have you on campus. We want to see you in person instead of just doing everything virtually. So if you get a chance, please come out and see us. Like I said before, it's a beautiful time of the year to come out and be on the Upstate campus with the weather, with the leaves changing, with the beautiful campus that we have and all the green space we have. So if you get a chance, come on out and see us and sign up for some of those events. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you soon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my information here. You can go ahead and write that down if you'd like, or take a picture of it, and we'll go ahead and cover some of the questions. I did see where a couple had came in. All right, the first question is there a cheerleading team? So there is a cheerleading team. It's more, I would say, more designed at more cheer and dance now. You probably wouldn't believe it if I told you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I was a cheerleader at Upstate, so I did track and field. And my last year I did track and field and I did cheerleading. So I was part of the cheerleading program at Upstate. It was more back then, it was a little bit more designed at cheer. And really all I did was just throw people up in the air. And if it was more dance, I probably wouldn't have done it. But if you're into the cheer and dance aspect and that combination, then yeah, you can definitely get involved with the cheerleading team. Her contact information is listed online. They do have tryouts, so you would go and try out for that program. But definitely an awesome experience to be a part of and to do something at Upstate. CLEP exam. The next question is, do you guys accept CLEP exams? There are some that we can accept and we give credit for. They're going to be they're going to have to be reviewed on a certain basis. So you would just send in, if you have any of those CLEP exams, you'll send those in to our records office. They'll be evaluated, and then we'll be able to see what credit we can get you for those. The next question I've got in is, are you on the Common App? We're not on the Common App. USC Columbia is on the Common App. Some of the other schools are kind of leaning towards it. Our app is just on the USC Upstate website. So when you go to USC Upstate, you'll go to apply up at the top. And then once you click apply, you'll be able to register as a first-time user, and you'll select USC Upstate as your campus from the campus menu. There's also a really good application tutorial video that I made that is online. If you go to YouTube and go to USC Upstate's YouTube channel, you can actually view our application tutorial video and it'll walk you through the whole application, what to do at the end, and all that stuff. But unfortunately, we're not on the Common App. Next question I have is what is covered during a Fab Friday on campus event, and what kind of activities? So that's a great question. So Fab Friday, the on-campus events, you would come on campus. Sign-in starts at 9:30. The event starts at 10. You would come in. You have about a 40-minute information session, but you won't just hear from one person the whole time like me. You'll start out with our Vice Chancellor of Enrollment Services, Donette Stewart. And then you'll actually hear from somebody directly from financial aid, from housing, and from student life. And then she'll close the session, and then you'll go off and you'll have a tour of campus, and you'll get to see housing, you'll get to see our campus. You'll be breaking off into information sessions if you come to the individual one. So like if you're a nursing student and come to the nursing one, you'll get a personalized tour of the nursing simulation lab, hear from the nursing department, get some more information about the specific program. So the biggest benefit for Fab Friday, if you're coming to the specific ones for your major, is going to be that you're going to get a lot more information for your major and be able to ask questions and get some really good feedback from the deans and chairs of those specific departments. If you're coming on a normal, campus tour, it's just an introduction session, and then the campus tour itself. You'll also get to eat with us on campus that day, so you'll get to have food in our dining hall. So you kind of get to have that kind of experience of eating on campus with us as well. So it's a really good event for you to come out to if you want to come out and be with us for Fab Friday. The next question is, do I have to have a green card in order to join? I'm assuming that you mean for like citizenship. I mean, you don't have to have, you don't necessarily have to have a green card. If I'm not sure if the person asking this question, if you're like a DACA student, you can get admitted to Upstate. You could come to Upstate. There's some certain scholarships and things that you may not be able to qualify for if you didn't have a green card. But for the most part, you could meet the admissions requirements and get a decision. But we'd have to look at a variety of different factors there. So, this question specifically, if you would just take down my contact information, if you want to reach out to me by phone or by email, I'd be happy to talk with you more about that specifically. The freshman acceptance rate is the next question. What is your freshman acceptance rate? I'm not sure the exact rate for our freshman acceptance, but I think we're around 65%. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if that's the exact percentage, but it is around that rate, but when it comes to acceptance rate, there's such a variety of factors that can be taken into the admissions process that really the best way to do is just to apply to us and submit your documents and let us evaluate you as a student for getting into USC Upstate. Because there have been instances that I've personally worked with that students didn't meet you still have to meet the GPA requirement, but there's students I've worked with personally that met the GPA requirement, didn't quite have the test scores, and weren't close to those ranges, but had some extenuating circumstances, and they submitted letters of recommendation and a personal letter, which those kind of things aren't required, but we do take everything into account to make our admissions decisions. Next question I've got is Fab Friday for students and parents too. Yeah, Fab Friday is for both students and parents. So on a normal circumstance, we don't have a really strict cap on it, but for right now, you can have 3 people. So you can have 1 student, and you can have 2 other people with you. So if you want to bring both your parents, you want to bring a parent and a sibling, whatever combination that you want to do, or if you just wanted to come with 2 of your friends or 3 people in a group, you could do that. But we get parents all the time that come with their students on campus for Fab Friday and open house events. And the ones that we're having this year, the way that they're broken off, it's a lot more intimate than what it has been in the past. So while you can bring less people with you, there's less people overall at these events too. So yeah, come on out, make a family day out of it. Bring your parents with you. All right, next question is the top 30% strict? Is it flexible to be at around 35% range, but still well above the GPA recommendation? Yes, so that is, that's a great question. So it's not just like the minimum requirements for the test scores, they're out there listed as a minimum, but there is some flexibility there, especially when it comes to looking at GPA and class rank. There's such a different, the variety of factors that goes into class rank, the class size, the amount of people that are in that certain range. If you're in a school with 700 people, or if you're in a graduating class of 9 people. So, I mean, we look at all those factors together. So if you were in the top 35% and you went to a school that had 60 people in it, it's a lot different than being in a top 35% of a class that had, 700 students. So we're going to look at all those things, and in conjunction with the kind of classes you take in CP versus AP versus dual enrollment. So we're going to evaluate you as a whole. So don't get too caught up on looking at the percentages. Now, the test optional option for applying with that 30% and GPA range, that is a little bit strict at this point. So if you don't quite meet those requirements, I would still say go ahead and apply. Go ahead and submit your high school transcript. Even if you don't have test scores, especially if you have a good GPA and you're in there anywhere in that top 30% range, go ahead and submit your information. Go ahead and submit your test scores. Let us look at you. Let us evaluate you in your classes, and let us make a decision and work with you on it. All right, so that's the last question I have right now. I'll give just another minute and see if any more questions come in. We're coming up on the last bit of time here. We've got about 3 minutes left before they cut me off. So if anybody else has any questions, please go ahead and get this submitted, and we'll get those answered for you. All right, looks like there's not any more questions. So I just want to cover a couple more things with you real quick while I've got you. And those are for you that are still with us. We're in the office now. We're fully staffed right now. So if you have any questions, if you're local and you want to come by, please come on by and see us. If you want to sit, if it's easier for you to sit down with us, you can also go online to that Visit Upstate link, and you can request a virtual meeting or a phone meeting. You can go ahead and request for one of the representatives at Upstate to contact you, one of the counselors, to go over your admissions criteria, or if you got your admissions decision letter back and you had any questions, please reach out to us. We want to help you. We're here for you throughout whatever process. And even if you have trouble making a decision on like whether you want to go 2-year or 4-year, I'm not here to just talk you into going to Upstate. I can help you with whatever decisions or questions that you have, even if it comes down to, is it the right decision for me to go to Upstate first or to tech school first? So I can help you with a variety of questions, and I'm not here to persuade you either way. I want to help you make the best decision for yourself. So please reach out to me or any other counselors if you have any questions at all, so that we can help you and help you through the admissions process.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us this evening for this session. We ask that when you close your window to complete the quick 4-question survey that should appear. Also, sign up for more sessions that can be found on the CACRAO website at cacrao.org. And lastly, a recording of this session will be made available, and it will be also on the CACRAO website at cacrao.org. Take care and have a wonderful evening.